Tropical Storm Epsilon has formed in the Atlantic Ocean today, currently located at 25.6 degrees north and 55.3 degrees west as of 1 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time this October 19th, 2020. It has winds of 40 miles per hour with a central pressure of 1000 millibars, and it is stationary with no CDPS scale rating as of this time. So, here is the storm's current location. Again, we have conditions of 40 miles per hour at 1000 millibars at 25.6 degrees north and 55.3 degrees west. No warnings or watches are in effect as the storm is too far away from land at this time. The storm is 735 miles away from Hamilton, Bermuda, 1394 miles away from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, 1520 miles away from St. John's, Newfoundland, 1550 miles away from Miami, Florida, and 1778 miles away from St. Anthony, Newfoundland. The ADT has max sustained winds of 40 miles an hour, which is what we're running with, whilst ATCF has registered winds of 33 miles an hour. Here's the latest cone imagery from the NHC. As you can see, the storm is expected to stall before it starts moving northwest before strengthening to hurricane status. Here is expected rainfall forecast for the storm over the next 7 days as the storm begins to move northwestward. Close to the storm's center, we have rainfall of 8 to 16 inches, whilst closer to the edges, we have rainfall of 1 to 2 inches. Sea surface temperatures are above average for the storm and favourable for the storm to intensify. However, shear is moderate at 20 knots and relative humidity is slightly below average at 40 to 45%. This means that overall only gradual intensification is expected over the next few days, with the system becoming a hurricane 60 to 72 hours from now as it approaches Bermuda. It should be noted that conditions could turn out to be more favourable than anticipated, and additional intensification beyond Category 1 status cannot be ruled out. Tropical storm force winds are at 60% for Bermuda, and this is likely to rise as the storm approaches the island. The latest GFS run showed the western side of circulation of Epsilon directly over Bermuda on day 4. It would not take much deviation from this projected path for a landfall to occur. Looking at the latest model data, looks like we have gradual intensification all across the board. Shear looking like it will decrease at some point in the storm's life, sea surface temperatures getting a gradual decrease as the storm moves, humidity looking like it will gradually drop before recovering, and the storm's track, everyone looks to be agreeing on a more northwesterly move. So, here's the latest satellite imagery of Epsilon. As you can see, the storm center of circulation is exposed, but there are some hot towers developing near it. The eastern side of the storm looking pretty good for a storm of this caliber.
You can follow our outlets. First of all, the website, force13.com, with new articles coming out all the time for your reading pleasure about all things weather. YouTube.com/force13 with our tropical weather bulletins, animations, and tropical updates. You can also find us on Facebook with more information on those things. And then also on Twitter. We have the US branches and AU branches on there as well, but you can see the URL below. Teespring.com/store/force13. That's where you can find things like the Smug Mug to buy. And finally, the Patreon. Patreon.com/force13, where you can support the project and help it become even better.